You think it's all about picking furniture, and picking pillowcases? Oh, let's learn what interior designers actually do. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video by The Smile. Yay! I'm so glad to have you guys here. And today we're gonna discover what it means to be an interior designer. What do interior designers actually do? I get so many questions like this, especially whenever I go and I tell people I'm studying for interior design, I want to become an interior designer. All these things, they're like, what is interior design? And before I explain it, they think, it's just all about picking furniture. They're like, let's think. Everyone can do it for themselves, Why are you doing that as a job? Well, today we are going to discover what it means to become an interior designer. What do interior designers actually do? Okay, so let's dive in, yeah? Now, let's start with just the word itself, and I'm going to actually use Google so that I describe it. Let's go word for word. Interior, and then we're going to discover design. Interior, I will choose, so there are so many meanings of a word, but I'm going to use this one that says, in the inner or indoor part of something. So that's what interior means. I guess we all know the meaning of interior, yeah. But anyway, it means inside. And most of the times when we're talking about interior in, the entire design thing, we're talking about inside a home, inside a building, inside some sort of place, right? Inside a shelter, whatsoever it may be. And then what does design mean? Design means purpose, planning, or intention that exists or is thought to exist behind an action, fact, or material object. So it means purpose, planning, intention. And now if we combine the two, it is planning purposely for a space that is indoors. I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, an interior designer is someone who will plan for a space and not just care about the beauty, but also the functionality and the safety of that space. Many of us, when we think of interior designers, we think of the beauty or the aesthetic appeal, which is, it's a big part of it, but we also do think about functionality and safety. And I'm going to give you guys some examples. So yesterday I was in a laundry room, and forgive me guys, I'm a perfectionist and I just look at things all the time, right? So I looked at the floor and there was water spills, obviously the laundry room water spills, and I was like, wait, who designed this building? Because this floor is slippery and it's not supposed to be, we're not supposed to have this type of floor in a laundry room, because if you guys know the functionality of a laundry room, to wash clothes, dry clothes, right? And what usually happens? Water is involved in such a thing. So they should have put a non-slip sort of flooring, tiles on that space. But guess what? That space was so slippery, and I was like, this is not functional. So I hope you guys kind of get what I'm talking about. And you've seen homes where they put the sofa anywhere. Some people place it next to the window, or even like big pieces, like what you find big furniture pieces on next to the window blocking the light, and then you wonder why your room is dark. All these types of things, whenever you do it yourself, it will either lack functionality, or maybe it's not aesthetically pleasing, or in other words, it's not beautiful, or it's not safe. Some people, I gave you guys the example of that laundry room. Someone can easily slip and fall, right? Have you guys ever seen bathrooms and you're like, who chose this style? Yes, it's beautiful, but where is the functionality? I keep falling. You know what I mean? So there needs to be these three main aspects when you are an interior designer. You need to think about the functionality, number one. Yeah, how is a space functioning? How is a space working? And that's why you have to speak to the client or whoever you're working for, or whoever you're working with, you know, and ask, what's this room used for? What is it going to be used for? Is it a bathroom? Is it a kitchen? Is it a living room? Is it an office? Whatever it may be, you have to know what that space functions for, and then you have to work around what it's meant to be, right? Like if it's an office, you're not going to bring some bougie big sofa 5-seater. Like, you know, you're gonna bring, yes, something beautiful, but something functional for that space. I've seen people like have these, you know, these seats, they're cute, but they don't function. Then you end up having backaches and all these things. Now if you got an interior designer involved in it, you probably wouldn't be having backaches, because they would consider all these things. We go to the minutest things, as in think of color, texture, all these things. And then that brings me to my other point, which is beauty or the aesthetics. You know, like we think about, is it functioning and is it beautiful? Yeah. The other thing we also think about is safety. It's very important, trust me. Especially, I'm going to be talking about the types of designers in, I guess, my next video. And especially for commercial designers, you know, like you realize that they are heavy on building codes and all these things and safety rules and blah, blah, blah. Even for residential places. I gave you guys that simple example of that laundry room. If someone fell from there and, you know, they broke a leg or something, the apartment or wherever they live, they would end up losing money, you know. If only they had involved the designer, none of that would happen. So guys, you guys can actually see the use of a designer. So we go on functionality, beauty, and safety. Those three things are key when becoming an interior designer. And the biggest thing is we also listen and understand what the client wants. And we don't just like, yo, I learned that orange and green go together, so every client I go to, I go slap them with those colors. No. You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand what does the client actually want and then go according to what they want, but putting into consideration that it has to be functional, beautiful, and safe. So we work around, you know, all this stuff, but also making sure that the place is what the client wants. So I hope you guys kind of got the feeling of what interior designers actually do. This is just sort of the surface level. If you want to go deeper, I guess you can go Google or, you know, probably watch some other video. But this is what I had to say for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and join this family. Let's learn more about interior design and learn how to make our spaces beautiful and functional. I hope to see you guys next time. Have a good one.